Gioachino Rossini was reported to have composed Il Barbiere di Sevilla, the Barber of Seville, in just under 3 weeks, with some recycling from previous works, including the overture borrowed from his 1813 opera Aureliano in Palmira. Some of Rossini's colleagues even asserted that he had written the score in 13 days, to which the contemporaneous composer Gaetano Donizetti retorted sarcastically, "It's very possible. He's exceptionally lazy." That reminds me of an old classical music joke. A child prodigy playing the most advanced repertoire comes to a venerated music teacher. "How old are you?" asks the teacher. "You're 5?" It's already too late. Premiering in 1816, The Barber of Seville was initially called Almaviva, ossia l'inutile precauzione, Almaviva, or the useless precaution. Indeed, as this original title makes clear, the plot centers on Count Almaviva and his attempts to court Rosina and bamboozle her guardian, Dr. Bartolo, all while adopting various disguises. In order of appearance, Almaviva is Lindoro, a poor student, then a drunken soldier, and finally Don Alonso, a singing tutor and priest. Almaviva, the name meaning lively soul, overflows with energy like the opera itself, and his antics are helped by Figaro, the titular barber. The 4 central protagonists, a light, passionate tenor, Almaviva, a prima donna soubrette, Rosina, a lyrical and ironic baritone, Figaro, and a pattering basso buffo, Bartolo, descended from stock commedia dell'arte characters and became a standard ensemble in 19th century comic opera, or opera buffa. That being said, I don't think this particular opera is very deep. When analyzing opera, I usually look for key and motivic correspondences that inform and augment the narrative. Music, in its abstraction, has the capacity to support multiple meanings, and the power of analysis is to reveal, and sometimes create, consequential relationships linking music and drama. But not this time. While preparing this script, I was playing through the score and I realized my usual approach wouldn't work. To start, the music is generally superficial. Rossini composed the music in the bel canto tradition, one that prioritizes vocal beauty and agility. Rossini's orchestrations support the voice and are nimble and virtuosic. To my ear, his orchestral textures sound like an inflated guitar. This isn't Wagner's Titanic orchestra. Additionally, given the manic speed with which Rossini composed the opera, he recycled some numbers, including Almaviva as Lindoro's opening serenade under Rosina's balcony, Ecco ridente in cielo, here laughing in heaven. He repurposed this cavatina from an opera he had composed at age 18, La Cambiale di Matrimonio, the marriage contract. Overall, Rossini reused at least 4 major numbers from earlier and less successful operas. As such, I think of The Barber, in part, as a beautifully stitched together Frankenstein's creature, without the darkly existential overtones, of course. Returning to my earlier point about Rossini's orchestra sounding like a giant guitar, Almaviva's first cavatina begins with an actual guitar accompaniment. In microcosm, this sets the tone for the entire opera, as bel canto, meaning beautiful singing, necessitates. The tenor's singing is clear, lyrical, and expressive, articulated over minimal orchestration. A similar effect is evident in Rossini's first coloratura cavatina, Una voce poco fa, a voice a little while ago. In this aria, she asserts her independence and cunning, proclaiming that Lindoro will be mine. I swear it, I will win. are many examples in the opera of Rossini's florid vocal writing and scintillating, albeit repetitive, accompaniments, including the music teacher Don Basilio's famous aria, La calunnia è un venticello, Slander is a Little Breeze, and Bartolo's A un dottor della mia sorte, for a doctor of my standing. Basilio and Bartolo's buffo and patter numbers capture opera buffa at its finest and funniest. Taken together, these several examples demonstrate Rossini's perfect synthesis of opera buffa with bel canto. His compositional techniques combine the formulaic and the sublime, shaping and codifying early Romantic Italian opera. The point, it seems to me, is to be dazzled and moved, to celebrate the energy, fun, and splendor Rossini infused into each note and gesture.